Hi, I'm Katherine G, born on 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. I graduated from college at age 18 and worked in aeronautics as a computer in 1952. Formations of NASA. She performed the calculations that sent astronauts into orbits in the early 1960s and to the moon in 1969. I was honored the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015 and was featured in a film called Hidden Figures. In 1939, I married James Francis Goebel, with whom she had three daughters, Joylette, Catherine, and Constance. My father, Joshua, drove the family 120 miles to Institute, West Virginia, where they lived while she attended high school. I went to West Virginia State College in Institute, West Virginia. I graduated the highest of my class with degrees in mathematics and French. In the late 1930s, I taught math and French at schools in Virginia and West Virginia. In 1952, I learned that the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA, was hiring African American women to serve as computers, namely people who performed and checked calculations for technological developments. I applied, and the following year, I was accepted for a position at Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. In 1956, my husband died of a brain tumor. In 1958, after NACA was reformulated into the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, they renamed it to NASA. I was then married to decorated Navy and Army officer James A. Johnson. For Johnson, calculating spaceflight came down to the basics of geometry. Alan Shepard's 1961 journey to space, the first in American history, fell on my shoulders. The next challenge for me was to send a man into orbit around Earth. I successfully propelled John Glenn into successful orbit in 1962. The historic 1969 Apollo 11 trip to the moon, and the following year when Apollo 13 experienced a malfunction in space, my contributions to contingency procedures helped ensure its safe return. I then retired in 1986. In November 2015, President Barack Obama presented me with the Presidential Medal of Honor and a book Margaret Lee Shetterly made called Hidden Figures. I then, in 2017, had a new research building in NASA named after me.